Hi everyone. Here is our first lesson for Surds. But before I solve, I just want to say something about Surds. Um, if we have like square root of 1, 2, 3, 4, the square root of 1 will give us 1, a whole number. The square root of 2 will give us 1 with a point. The square root of 3 will give us 1 with a point. The square root of 4 will give us 2. So here, this 4 gives us a whole number by finding its square root. 1 gives us a whole number by finding its square root. Even if we try to say 9, it will give us a whole number. If we say 8, it will give us 2 with a point. So the numbers that do not generate points by finding the square root, these numbers are called perfect squares. They are perfect squares. Yes. And we can also call them rational numbers. Rational numbers. Okay, let me just leave it for now. Perfect squares. This one gives a whole number. This gives a whole number, no point. This gives a whole number, no point. So the numbers themselves are what? They are perfect squares. Okay. Now 2 will give us a point. 3 will give us a point. 8 will give us a point. So this one that will give us a point, their square roots, we call them irrational numbers. They are irrational numbers. And the irrational numbers are what we uniquely call surds. So we can say surds are numbers whose square root are not whole numbers. So when you find the square root of a number, it doesn't give you a whole number. You find the square root of a number, it doesn't give you a whole number. So this is the one we call surds. They are irrational numbers. All right. So today, let's see how we simplify in surds. Here is root 8. So if you have root 8, ask yourself the question that what two numbers you multiply to give 8, but one is a perfect square? What two numbers we multiply to give 8, but one is a perfect square? The perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 169, 144, yeah, 225. These are perfect squares. Why are they called perfect squares? Because their square roots are whole numbers. So we need two numbers we multiply to give us 8, but one of the two numbers must be a perfect square. So the numbers are 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 is a perfect square. The one that's a perfect square, what is the square root of this 4? The square root of this 4 is 2. We write it outside. This one will not give us a whole number. It will give us a point. So we leave it again in the root. So this is 2 root 2. Most times we don't have the time to be saying 2 square root of 2. We simply say 2 root 2. And surds are also called radicals. Let's know this. 27. What two numbers will multiply to give 27, but one is a perfect square? Yeah. If you think that you struggle to find the numbers, what to do? Now, like for this 8, divide 8 by 2. It will give you 4. Ask yourself, is 4 a perfect square? Yes. Then you can pair 4 and 2. 27. You want to think of the numbers, but you struggle to know the numbers wherein you multiply to get 27, but one is a perfect square. The first thing is divide 27 by 2. But it's obvious that dividing 27 by 2, it's not possible for us to have a whole number because the last digit is an odd number. So jump to the next. 27 divided by 3 is what? Is 9. Is 9 a perfect square? Yes, 9 is a perfect square. So we can say 9 times 3. Square root of 9 is 3. That 3 goes out. This one remains in the root. 242. Yeah, it seems a bit large number. So what do? Let's divide it by 2. 242 divide by 2. What do we get? We have 121. 242 divided by 2, we have 121. Is 121 a perfect square? Yes, 121 is a perfect square. Then you can pair 121 times 2. Do not suspend the root like this. Let it cover everything. What is square root of 121? Is 11. So 11. This one remains in the root. 20. If you divide 20 by 2, what do we get? We get 10. Is 10 a perfect square? No. 10 is not a perfect square, so you cannot pair 10 and 2. Go to the next. Divide 20 by 3. In fact, any number that with the end of 0 cannot divide by 3 without a remainder. So let's forget about 3. Let's go higher. If you divide 20 by 4, what do we get? We get 5. Is 5 a perfect square? No. But 4 itself is a perfect square, so you can use 4 and 5. So you can say 4 times 5. Square root of 4 is 2. It goes outside. 5 will not give us a whole number. It remains in the root. Okay, 48. 48 divided by 2. What do we get? We'll get 24. Is 24 a perfect square? No. 24 is not a perfect square. Let's forget about 24. 2 is not perfect. 24 is not. Now let's say 48 divided by 3. 48 divided by 3, what do we get? We get 16. Is 16 a perfect square? Yes. Then you can say 16 and 3. So we say 16 times 3. What is square root of 16? Is 4. We write it outside. So it remains root 3. Yeah. 80. I want you to try 80 for me in the comment section and tell me what you have. Okay. Now 3 root x. What two numbers you multiply to give you 3x squared? Root of 3x squared. What two numbers you multiply to give us 3x squared, but one is a perfect square? Well, it is 3 and x squared. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. Which of them is a perfect square? X. A variable with even number is always a perfect. But when the power is odd, it is not a perfect. So if the power is an even number like 200, it's a perfect square. So we say x squared times 3. So what is square root of x squared? Just divide the power by 2. It will be 1. So it will be x power 1. Then root 3. Okay. So where are we now? How do we like this one, how do we return it to this form? How can this become this? How do we write this to become this? This one, taking it back to this, that is what we mean by express as a single surd. So what do we do? What do we have inside? We have 2. What do we have outside? 3. You say 3 squared. I hope it is clear. What is 3 squared? 9. 9 times 2, 18. Okay. So here we have 3. What do we have outside? 4. So you say 4 squared. 4 squared is what? 16. 16 times 3 is 48. 48. You see? 4 root 3. It returned to its single form. So here is 5. What do we have outside is m. So we say m squared. So which is the root of 5m squared. Yeah. So I want you to try this for me again. You try this and this one and tell me what you have in the comment section. So here, what do we have? We have 2. Outside is x minus 3. So you say x minus 3 squared. So this is 2x minus 3 squared. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and comment. See you in my next video.